Welcome to the Secret Ledger. I'm the archivist, and today I found some videos on the internet I think you and I should watch together. But before we get started, go ahead and get some coffee, some tea, or a snack or two, and get settled in, because I promise you, these videos you're gonna want to see. Let's get to it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Matter of fact, prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong. Ever since CERN shut down on June 29th, things have changed. And it's going to be a lot of people that say, oh no, nothing changed with me. But it's a rabbit hole full of people that understand that things change. First of all, let's start off with the fact that before CERN shut the Hadron Collider off, there was no K in Chick-fil-A. Even though people argued that there was a K in Chick-fil-A, but there wasn't a K in Chick-fil-A. As soon as CERN shut down, there's randomly now a K in Chick-fil-A. C-H-I-C-K filet.
Wasn't it just this the other day? What? This, not that.
And let's not forget Fruit of the Loom. Now, they're saying that the cornucopia is back in Fruit of the Loom. People were having arguments after arguments, saying that there was never a cornucopia in Fruit of the Loom. How did it get back here? You have multiple people saying that ever since CERN shut down, they've been able to sleep. They feel like time is moving slower. And I just don't take things on face value. So I went down a rabbit hole. There are multiple videos of multiple people saying they feel like they've been sleeping longer. I seen a video with a guy saying that he went to sleep for 45 minutes. And that 45 minutes felt the longest it has ever felt in a long time. But now let's go back to before CERN shut down. You have videos of people saying that days felt like it was short. Time felt like it was faster. And they could not get enough sleep. This machine is supposed to be on for 4 years. I wonder what's going to happen in 4 years.
Okay, so now for the many of times I've eaten at Chick-fil-A, I can honestly stand and say that Chick-fil-A never had a K. It always had the C. And as far as that cornucopia with Fruit of the Loom, it always had one. So I don't know what's going on, but y'all talk back to me and let me know what y'all think.
Bro, tell me why I'm actually convinced that right now in 2026 that there has been some sort of timeline shift, and that I definitely shifted timelines, because when was Payless Shoe Stores ever Payless Shoe Source? People in my hometown chime in, because I looked up the one in Grand Junction and the one in Glenwood Springs and it says Source. Like, what?
Okay, now you tell me, which do you remember? Was it Payless Shoe Source or was it Payless Shoe Stores? Because I distinctively remember, especially around back to school time, that was really the place to go if you didn't have the money to go buy shoes from the mall or from Foot Locker or from some store like that. Everybody knew, but when in doubt, go hit up Payless Shoe Source, not shoe stores.
We all remember this cow having a hoop in its nose, and it's not there anymore. Ever since CERN shut down, we've all been noticing new Mandela Effect, and this seems to be like the latest one. Some people seem to remember this cow having a hoop in its nose, but it seems like the vast majority's memory has been wiped. Maybe the people who remember the hoop aren't actually from this timeline. Not too long ago, they announced CERN shut down for 4 years. Now that CERN isn't running anymore, maybe the cow went back to its original logo. And the hoop we all remember, not from our original timeline. Maybe we're all remembering it wrong. Maybe the cow never had a hoop. Or maybe that's what they want us to think. As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird. We all know Charlie opened up a chocolate bar in the Willy Wonka movie. But apparently we're all wrong, because that is a moon pie. Remember in the movie he opened up 2 chocolate bars? One was a dud, which he split amongst his family, and the other one had the winning ticket. And now all of a sudden, if you go back to the movie, people are saying he opened up a moon pie instead. So someone is definitely going back in time and playing with us at this point, because this moon pie was never in the movie to begin with. And I'm pretty sure I don't remember him wearing this outfit in the original movie. Well, the movie from our timeline, the original timeline. Things just keep getting weirder and weirder. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
Now, listen, I can't give much commentary on the cheese and the whole cow with the ring in his nose because I didn't eat that brand of cheese. But what I can speak to, though, factually, is about that Willy Wonka. I mean, everybody knows Willy Wonka was purposefully known for finding the chocolate bar, and that way you get the golden ticket. There was never an occasion in Willy Wonka that you would go and get a moon pie looking for a golden ticket. That's wrong.
Let's revisit some of our favorite Disney Mandela effects. First one is pertaining to the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. There's a very famous line that this cat says. Many people remember it as, "We're all mad here." But the real line in the current reality that we're living in is most everyone is mad here. So do you remember most everyone is mad here or we're all mad here? Because the line "we're all mad here" has never been said in the movie. The next one is from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We all know the Hi-Ho song, but do we really? Many people remember the line from the song, "Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go." But what if I told you that in the current reality that we're living in, that was never said? The line in our current reality is, "Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's home from work we go." They never ever said, "It's off to work we go" in the current reality that we're living in. The next one I have for you is about the intro during a lot of the movies, you know, where it's playing like the theme music and they're showing like this little logo up here. A lot of people remember Tinkerbell kind of flying by and using her little magic to dot the I in Disney. Well, it turns out that in our current reality, that never happened. You never see Tinkerbell in the intro. So if you remember seeing Tinkerbell, you're not from this reality. Up next, we have Cruella de Vil. How do you remember her name being spelled? Do you remember it being spelled DeVille or DeVille? Turns out there's never been an E at the end in our current reality, so if you remember an E, then you probably jumped out of the same parallel reality that I did. Okay, for Mickey Mouse, there's actually two. The first one being, do you remember Mickey Mouse having suspenders or no suspenders? Turns out in our current reality, Mickey Mouse has never worn suspenders. So if you remember suspenders, you're not from here. And the other one is about Mickey Mouse having a tail or not. So do you remember Mickey Mouse having a tail or do you remember Mickey Mouse having no tail? A lot of people say that they remember Mickey Mouse having no tail, but in the current reality that we're living in, Mickey Mouse has always had a tail, even back to the Steamboat Willie days. This is a favorite for me. So there's a very famous line in Snow White. It goes, "Blank mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" Do you remember it as mirror, mirror on the wall or magic mirror on the wall? Most people remember it as mirror, mirror on the wall, but that line was never said in the movie. It's always been magic mirror in the current reality that we're living in. Next up, we have the name of this iconic castle that lives at Disney World. Do you remember it as Cinderella Castle or Cinderella's Castle? Turns out in our current reality, it's always just been Cinderella Castle because this castle is not the castle from the movie Cinderella. So it's not Cinderella's castle. It's just a castle built in honor of Cinderella. So there's no apostrophe S. And while we're on the topic of Cinderella, our next one is, do you remember being able to see Cinderella's ears like in this photo? Or do you remember not being able to see Cinderella's ears, having them be kind of like covered? It turns out in our current reality, we have never been able to see Cinderella's ears. So this one is completely wrong, and this is the one that it's always been. So if you remember being able to see Cinderella's ears, I'm sorry, but you probably jumped out of the same parallel reality that I did. In the Jungle Book, there's a really iconic scene where Baloo kind of dresses up like kind of feminine and has a coconut bra and a coconut mask. But what if I told you that actually never happened in our current reality? It was never a thing. It was always this. He always had just the mask, but he never wore a coconut bra in the current reality that we're living in. Back to Alice in Wonderland, we have Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Do you remember them having flags coming out of their hat or propellers? Most people I talk to, including myself, remember Tweedledee and Tweedledum having propellers coming out of their hats. Turns out, in the current reality that we're living in, it's always been flags. And lastly, we have the Sword and the Stone. It seems like it should be called the Sword and the Stone for a reason, right? Because the sword is in the stone. So to me, I remember the sword being in a stone. But it turns out that in the current reality that we're living in, the sword has always been in an anvil. So if you remember the stone and you don't remember the anvil, you probably jumped out of the same parallel reality that I did. So tell me, how many of these did you get right and how many did you get wrong?
Oh, Disney. I mean, Every day it seems like there's something strange about Disney or something crude showing up about Disney. But let's just be real. Mickey Mouse always had a tail, and definitely the mirror on the wall bit, I mean, everybody knew that. And especially the whole song, hi ho, it's off to work we go. I mean, come on, y'all. They got to do better with trying to catch us when we sleep. But that's all the videos in the ledger today. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do so now, because around here, there's always another page to turn. And until the next time, y'all stay curious.